Good afternoon. Welcome to Whisper and Hope Weather Update. And here to bring us our weather update is meteorologist Mr. Lenard Josiah. And he has to tell us about that bridge. The water is brimming at the road, brimming. I passed an excavator there today, but we're not sure we are here to ask Mr. Josiah this afternoon, what's happening with the weather? Will we get more rain, and how challenging is it going to be if rain comes this evening with this whole situation out at the Little Creek? But we're going to start local, we're going to go wide, and we're going to come back right here in our neck of the woods. Mr. Josiah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. Just a while ago, I just stepped out there, so I did not necessarily hear your beginning statement, but I heard the last part that your process would want to look at the local, the wider context before coming back in. But certainly, Little Creek, when I passed it this morning, it's really up to its neck. So any more rain? Well, this morning was when I saw that the water was up. But this afternoon, you got some showers too. So I'm not too sure what it is this afternoon. But I can only imagine that some of that water might be spilling over the roads right now because of the situation. But we're going to be getting to that in a short minute. But let's talk on the wider context, if you may. Let's look at what's going on in the Atlantic, my brother. So many of our folks would have been seeing, and many of our folks would have been hearing, that we have a very strong tropical storm out at the African coast, or a little bit west of the African coast. Name is Tropical Storm Larry. You're looking at where he is right now, just southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Why I'm starting with this afternoon, because it's actually important for us to have a discussion on this. This is the forecast track that you're looking at. The forecast track suggests that Tropical Storm Larry, where it's at right now, in the next 12 hours, it will continue what we call the rapid intensification scheme, meaning take a look at the forecast track again, and you will see that it is forecast to rapidly intensify into a major hurricane in the next 2 days. That is something worth noting. And here is the second reason why I would really want to pay attention to this, but not necessarily to get the residents of our Twin Island states on edge, but just at least for us to listen. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because subsequent model runs, beginning from this morning, shows that they are inching the track continuously westwards. Every track is inching it further westwards, and the adjustment in the track further towards the west is suggesting that the models are still having a little bit of issue with respect to the steering current, which is the high pressure system. So if it is going to be shifting towards the west, what I would ask residents to do is to pay attention to it a little bit more until we see that the models have normalized itself, because we do not want subsequent model runs pitching it towards the west, and then we are seeing a path closer to the island chain would be materializing. So, but for right now, it is forecast to pass a safe distance to the northeast of the island chain, and we are not anticipating any impacts from this other than maybe some swells reaching the coastal areas. But I'm going to be asking residents of our Twin Island state to monitor the progress of Tropical Storm Larry. The rest of the Eastern Caribbean islands, or let's take a look at where Larry is with respect to the cloudiness and our satellite photograph. Let's go straight on to that, my brother, and you will see that Larry continues to, yes, it's located right out of the coast of Africa, right in that general location. Yes, it has a very broad envelope, but that broad envelope has a very significant organization, and that is indicative of a strengthening system. Larry is forecast to race on towards the west, that is a notable, that's something notable that we need to take in context, that is forecast to race on towards the west. And as it nears the island chain, take a swing out towards the sea and miss the island chain altogether. And that is the anticipation that I'm having, and that is anticipation that we are having. The models are projecting it racing towards the west, but that's so true, my brother, but passing sufficiently north of the island chain to spare any significant impact. We will be monitoring this particular situation very, very closely, and we will bring you any significant changes that is required for you to know about, or the information. We will certainly bring that to you. Other areas in the wider Atlantic Ocean right now continues to show tropical, well, Kate is no more died a natural death because of the upper level shear that knocked it about. Ida is no more. Remnants of that particular feature remains on the mainland of the United States. The area Xed out with yellow is another area that we're monitoring for the western half of the region and the Yucatan Peninsula again. And we're looking at, there is a potential of tropical cyclone activity in the western half of the region, which those individuals in that location should be paying close attention to. All right. So for this for this period right now, our eye is going to be on Tropical Storm Larry. What will it be doing? It's forecast to head out to sea. That's the good news. But residents of our Twin Island state should be very mindful that these things are dynamic. They respond to the atmosphere in ways that sometimes the models have to adjust themselves to. And we're going to be monitoring very closely to see what it does over the next 2 to 5 days. My brother?
Well, Dan, what's happening with our neck of the woods? Are we expecting any more rain? The rain has been good. The plants are breathing a breath of fresh air, and they're growing like if there's no tomorrow. They'll just such a short time.
The water has certainly done them good. We have been having what we call these periods of intense daytime heating, and with the heating continues to have these convective activity mainly over the land. There is no wind to push these clouds away, so those clouds just billow up and they just rain out where they are formed, and hence the reason why we are having that type of episode for the past 3 days. The forecast suggests that we are going to be having less of a chance of that happening within the next 24 to 48 hours, because we are going to be having a little bit more wind flow. So if the clouds want to develop, the winds are going to push them a little bit more offshore, and hence the reason why I'm not necessarily forecasting that we will see that happening in the next 24 hours, in accordance with what the latest forecast is suggesting. But if the wind is less, then we can have that episode also returning. But the forecast is for a little bit more wind flow, and with that wind flow will push those clouds a little bit further towards the coastal area. So, the little quick scenario should not necessarily be exacerbated by further rainfall. But again, if the winds do not materialize that strong, then we can have that episode happening, and we can have the problems of Little Creek being exacerbated again, my brother.
Okay, yes, I'm just almost going to say Saved by the Bell. Being on that side of the bridge, you're saying, wow, if it comes, you know that for sure, and it starts rolling with a little venom, you know that it's going to prevent us from getting to this side, because there's no through passage. The water will have to make its own way. But I'm happy to hear not that the rain is not going to come, but we'll have a little reprieve where that water will be able to subside, and we can have the free passage to traverse come tomorrow. So good news are not news are not bad news when it comes to rain. So this one is a good one.
but I should put you on guard. All of what I said is hinged upon the level of wind flow that we have. So if those winds are a little bit stronger, yes. off to the coast, the clouds will go. If the winds are not as strong, then you are going to have to make up your mind that you'll see that episode one more time. But the forecast is for there to be a little bit more wind, and that will push them a little bit more outside of that vicinity for tomorrow.
Okay, so we just want to thank you for stopping by again this afternoon, for bringing to us our weather update, and for keeping us really informed about what's happening in our neck of the woods. Know that there are a few persons, not from Antigua, who follow us and really appreciate what we're doing. We just want to say, when it comes a problematic situation for your area, we'll keep you informed, St. Kitts Steve.
That's so true.
That's so true. But God bless you too.
Okay, yes, man. Okay, man. Take care and God bless. Have a wonderful and restful evening to my brother.